These pieces are textile pieces, and they are made using a rug making technique that's based on a traditional folk art called rug hooking. And if you're in Eastern Canada, you would see a lot more of that. And so the way that these are made, the fabrics are hand dyed. It's wool fabric, and then they're cut into strips. And then I have a tool. It looks similar to a crochet hook, and I actually pull the strips up through a loose open weave backing to create a loop pile and to essentially fill in the area to create the designs. And these pieces here are actually based on photographs that I've taken over the course of 12 months. They're hosta leaves, and I take the images, and what I do is that I work with them in Photoshop. So I posterize them, and then I change them to grayscale. So actually when I'm doing my piece, or I'm referencing actually the grayscale, and so what that does is that I'm looking at colors from the point of view of value, and so it gives me more flexibility to play. So I'll use, like, the darker values would traditionally be, say, blues and purples, reds, and the lighter values will be up in the greens, they'll be in the yellows, oranges, in those areas. So these two pieces here are actually, originally they were part of a triptych. I often work in diptych and triptych, and I do that because each piece informs the other, so they're part of a narrative. So these two pieces are called Imagine Dialogue 1, Imagine Dialogue 2, and Imagine Dialogue 3. And so what we're seeing is the hosta leaf, which has been hand hooked using a painterly style. And then we see the geometric patterning in the background, which is more of a traditional or craft reference. So what I like to do is, like, for instance, when I'm working with the hosta leaves in particular, because I live in an urban environment, I'm very sensitive and really aware to nature. And so I'm always amazed at how resilient nature is within our urban setting. So this piece here is really just, it's more implied. We don't see the whole hosta leaf, but it's more implied, and we see really strong, bold lines. And then we see the geometric patterning, which has a lot of order to it. And so we have the geometric patterning, which for me also represents the past. The hosta leaf, which is contemporary and present. And these two design elements are actually in conversation with one another, which is where the title Imagine Dialogue comes from. And we can only imagine how the past informs the present and how the present informs the past.